Hey everyone, and welcome to today's explainer. You know, even if you do absolutely everything by the book, you budget perfectly, you pay down your debt, and you steadily build up those savings, somewhere in the back of your mind, that quiet, anxiety-inducing what-if question is always kind of lingering, right? Well, today, I am stepping into the role of your personal financial advisor to help you conquer that exact fear. We're going to be using Steve Green's brilliant book, Financial Health in the 30 Steps, From Debt Chaos to a Balanced Budget, to build something absolutely crucial, your very own emergency protocol. And look, our goal here isn't to somehow eliminate uncertainty, because that's literally impossible. Our goal is to replace panic with a clear, actionable plan.
Okay, here's a quick look at our agenda for today. 1. Why we panic. 2. Crisis or expense. 3. The response ladder. 4. Job loss plan. 5. Contacts and support. And finally, 6. Calm is your defense. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. Why we panic and the neuroscience of financial stress. So, to start off, we really need to understand what's actually happening in our brains when financial disaster strikes. Asking what if is completely 100% human. But if you rely only on improvisation when a crisis hits, your emotional system basically hijacks the wheel and creates absolute chaos. The practical part of your mind that calmly asks, okay, how do we fix this, gets completely drowned out by the emotional mind screaming, oh my gosh, this is a catastrophe!
Research shows us that under high stress, our decision-making ability takes a massive hit. The brain literally shifts into survival mode. And what does that mean in practice? Well, it means we start making irrational, short-term decisions. Things like taking out high-interest loans, impulsively cashing out retirement funds, or just completely ignoring our essential priorities in this desperate search for immediate relief.
So, here is the absolute game changer. Putting a plan down on paper dramatically reduces stress before a problem even happens. It proves that panic is an incredibly expensive emotion, and the best part is we can actually avoid it. You are simply building an operational script here. Think of it like a fire evacuation plan for your finances. You don't build it out of paranoia. You build it out of a powerful need to be prepared.
Moving on to Section 2, Crisis or Expense, Defining a True Emergency. Okay, let's look at how we build up our defense by clearly defining what actually requires an emergency response rather than just a quick budget adjustment. Not every unexpected expense is an emergency. We only want to activate this plan for 3 specific situations: a sudden job loss, a major car repair that is essential for you to get to work, or a medical emergency. A true crisis threatens your housing, your health, your transportation, or your income. And most importantly, it cannot simply be postponed. Because listen, if everything feels like an emergency, you totally lose the ability to think strategically.
Now, I love this table because it brilliantly illustrates the stark contrast between a sudden emergency and typical living costs. It really helps reset our financial compass. We absolutely do not want to treat typical inconveniences, like, say, missing out on a limited-time sale or buying holiday gifts, as massive disasters that justify raiding our emergency reserves.
Section 3, The Response Ladder, a 4-level financial strategy.
All right, now that we know what a real emergency looks like, let's walk through the response ladder. This is a literal, step-by-step sequence of actions, not some chaotic improvisation. When a crisis hits, you are going to step through this methodically. Step 1, use your buffers, like your emergency savings. Step 2, if that isn't enough, you reduce your expenses to survival mode by cutting literally anything non-essential. Step 3, negotiate. Call your lenders and ask for hardship programs. And finally, Step 4, seek out ways to temporarily boost your income, like picking up overtime or selling unused items. This structured order right here, this is your defensive shield.
Next up, Section 4, Job Loss Plan, a 7-day sequence.
Look, job loss is terrifying. It just is. But let's take the drama out of it and look at a specific 7-day timeline straight from Steve Green's book to prevent total paralysis when your income suddenly vanishes. Grouping your actions intelligently over these first 7 days ensures you move with speed and logic. Day 1 is for filing unemployment. Day 2 is contacting lenders. Day 3, you update your resume. Days 4 and 5 activate your network and sell unneeded stuff. And finally, you dedicate days 6 and 7 solely to applying. This proves you have a proactive, reliable sequence to lean on when you're feeling the most helpless.
Section 5, Contacts and Support. Overcoming Financial Isolation.
You know the saying, when stress goes up, memory goes down? Well, spending your time frantically searching for phone numbers is only going to deepen your panic. Having the numbers for your bank, your landlord, credit card support, and utility companies all mapped out in one place prevents the shame and the damage of silence. Because one of the biggest mistakes you can make during a crisis is going quiet. Keeping these numbers easily accessible allows you to communicate proactively with lenders, and that creates incredibly valuable flexibility before your accounts go severely delinquent.
Just writing down who I could contact made me feel less alone. I love that quote. What is truly interesting about this concept is that asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. Not at all. It's actually a form of intelligent resilience that breaks the dangerous spiral of isolation and shame. Securing social support in a crisis helps you make vastly more rational decisions.
And our final section, Section 6, Calm is your defense, preventing the all-or-nothing collapse.
We absolutely have to protect ourselves from the all-or-nothing collapse, where we mistakenly believe that just one setback ruins all of our previous financial progress. I want you to literally say this out loud. I have a plan. I will follow it step by step. This is a problem, not a catastrophe. Reading a calming, personal statement like this aloud when a crisis hits immediately reassures your nervous system. You might not even believe it in the moment, but reading those words when everything feels like it's crumbling reminds your brain to step out of panic mode and respond strategically.
If you take away just one thing from today's explainer, please let it be this key sentence. An emergency itself doesn't destroy your financial stability, but panicking without a written plan absolutely will. By doing this, you are simply building resilience, the ability to bend under the weight of the wind without breaking.
Before we wrap up this explainer, I want you to decide something right now. What empowering name are you going to give to your own emergency protocol? Is it going to be Project Resilience, or maybe Stability Mode? Choose a name and take that crucial first step to write your plan down today. Because honestly, what would you do if the storm arrived tomorrow?